Already, March Madness right around the corner, and we are about to go in to the bracket. I've taken a lot of time. As you can tell, this is getting released 2 days after the brackets have come out, and I've just decided at this point I was going to take a little bit more time, think about it. I watched a pretty good amount of these games this year. I think I got a good grasp on it. I really like the teams that I have put together. My Final Four, I think, is spot on. And we're going to go into this thing. And we're going to start with the South region up here. And Auburn is definitely going to win this game. Auburn, they've been incredible all year. We'll take them. In this matchup, give me Creighton. I think Creighton could potentially go on a run. I think they got a terrible draw, but I will take Creighton. Michigan is a team riding high right now. I think there's a shot that UC San Diego could keep this game competitive, but Michigan, they're coming off the Big Ten Tournament Championship. They're going to win this game. Then you go to Yale, Texas A&M, and I like Yale. I like Yale in this game for one of the early upsets. I really do. Old Miss, I think they have a shot to win this game, but if you look at it, I think that they can be beaten. I think they can be beaten, and I'm going to take the winner of the UNC game down there. Then we go to this. Iowa State has been a really incredible team down the stretch. We're going to go with them. Within this matchup, I like Marquette, and I like Michigan State here. Going to the West region at this point. Now, Florida is going to get this win. I will take UConn again. Then after that, I think Colorado State. These upsets, they happen all the time. The 12v5, I believe, has happened every year for the past 10 years. We're going to take that. Maryland, they've had a really strong season in the Big Ten. We're going to take them. Missouri Drake, I'm tempted to take Drake in this game, but I will take Missouri. I will take Texas Tech. Kansas Arkansas is close in my mind, but we are going to go with the 7 seed Kansas, and then St. John's, who's been playing out of their mind basketball under the great Rick Pitino. As we go up here, we have Duke. It looks like Flag is going to play, so that's going to really increase their odds this season. Then you have Baylor, Mississippi State. I'm going to go with Baylor at this point. Historically, better program at this point. And I think that the SEC has been valued as the best conference, but I think there's a lot of filler in there. I think in this matchup, I think you could see Liberty getting this win, but I will still go with Oregon. There's always a MAC school that seems to get a big upset. I'm going to take them over Arizona. I don't think Arizona's been very good down the stretch. BYU has been a solid team this year. Wisconsin, I could easily see a world where Wisconsin loses to Montana, but I will take Wisconsin. St. Mary's Vanderbilt, this is another interesting matchup, but I'm actually going to take Vandy in this one. Then you have Alabama. Alabama's getting this win. Houston, who was disappointing last year, will get the win here. Then you go to Gonzaga and Georgia. Give me the Zags here. McNeese, Clemson. I am going to take McNeese. I believe I took McNeese in a similar spot last year. I think this is the year that they end up breaking through and they get a big win in this tournament. Purdue, High Point. Purdue will win this game. Illinois will win this game as well. Kentucky, a lot of people have been tempted to take Troy, but you look at it, Kentucky lost as a 3 seed last year. I doubt it happens again. That'd be kind of outrageous. UCLA, Utah State. I think UCLA has been a little overrated this year. We're going to go with Utah State. And then Tennessee, a team that's been very, very competitive in the SEC this year. All right, we go to the second round matchups here. Auburn, Creighton. I'm hearing a lot of buzz on Creighton. I think Creighton could have made a run, but they just got a really bad draw. Michigan, Yale. Michigan should get a big win against Yale. Then you go to Iowa State If this is one of these teams, I think the momentum will be gone. I'm going to take Iowa State in this spot, and then I would take Michigan State. Going down to the West region, round of 32, Florida UConn. This is my one big upset here. Going to take UConn. I just think that with Hurley, with what they got, they're not that great of a roster right now, but they just have a winning tournament mindset. He gets them hyped up. I think they get a win here. I think Maryland wins. Texas Tech has been really good this year. They're a dark horse for sure. And then Patino and St. John's. That is next. Going on here, Duke Baylor is a game that I think will be closer than we think, but I think Duke will get the win. Then you go to Akron, Oregon. Oregon's been shaky this year. Give me the 13 seed Akron for a big upset. I think BYU beats a Wisconsin team that I don't know how Wisconsin's a 3 seed. They have been kind of washy this year too in the Big Ten. And then I think Alabama beats their SEC rival and opponent Vanderbilt. Houston, Gonzaga. I think the Zags will have a shot, but I will take Houston. Purdue will win that as well. Illinois, Kentucky. I really think could go either way, but I will take Illinois to win this game. Kentucky, first-year head coach. I think Illinois gets this victory. Then we'll take Tennessee. Going on, we have the Sweet 16. Auburn, I think, will beat Michigan pretty convincingly. Then I think Iowa State takes down Michigan State. We'll just go to the other side here. Duke is going to end the dreams of the Cinderella Akron at this point, and I believe Alabama will defeat BYU. Going on here, UConn going to keep winning. I'm just saying, with Hurley, the winning mindset, I think they just keep making big-time plays in the spot, and they get the win. St. John, Texas Tech, this is a really tough one for me, but I'm going to take St. John's. Rick Pitino has won everywhere he's went. The St. John's team is on fire. They're coming off winning the Big East. I like them to win this game. Houston, Purdue. I'm tempted to take Purdue, but I will take Houston. It's a team that is on the cusp, has been on the cusp of winning for years. I had them last year. I think this is the year they kind of start to figure things out. Then you go to Tennessee, Illinois. Tennessee, who's had a great year. Going to the Elite Eight, I believe Auburn and Duke will punch their tickets, 2 1 seeds. And then I believe that St. John's will end the great run of UConn. I think it'll be a really close game, but I like St. John's in it. And then I think this is the toughest one for me. I think I think Houston got an incredible draw in this tournament. But if you look at it, Gonzaga, this is not one of their high point years. Purdue they don't have Edey or anyone like that anymore. Tennessee is a really, really solid team. But I think this is Houston's year to break through, get to the Final Four. And you get into a Final Four where you have 3 1 seeds and a 2. This is pretty standard. This is pretty standard for how things just usually go in these tournaments. I think that there is some years where you have that odd 8 seed in there, and that could potentially be a team like UConn. But I just think it's a top-heavy year at this point, and I like this to kind of go the way that it's going to kind of run out here. And I am going to take Auburn over St. John's. I think there's a path where St. John's could really win this game. Because everybody's going to be looking up to Auburn. Auburn's the number 1 throughout, so we will see. But I like Auburn, and I like Duke. This would follow the exact same format that happened last year, where clearly the 2 best teams met in the national championship. And I just think when you have top-heavy years like this, where there's not a crazy amount of great going on, I think the teams that have separated enough find their way, and I will take Auburn to win the national championship. I usually do 70 plus 70, maybe add 141 there. But, yes, for the championship game. This is what I have so far. Comment below who you chose as your champion. I believe a lot of people chose Florida. A lot of people chose Auburn. Duke is up there in the conversation. Let me know what you think. I think that there's a path for teams like St. John's. I think there's a path for a UConn to make a crazy Final Four run. But this is the best one that I've put together at this moment.